Welcome to the MAD podcast. This is the place where entrepreneurs share their case studies of mergers, acquisitions, and deals. Now, in this episode number 11, Susanna Hancock is an entrepreneur who shares her passion for eco products and services. And I think you'll find this really interesting because just by having conversations with the network around you will lead to deals. And Susanna is an excellent networker and business investor. So enjoy episode number 11 with Susanna Hancock. Please don't forget to subscribe below, hit that notifications bell. You'll get the latest videos as they are released. And don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. Enjoy the show. Bye for now. Hello everyone, welcome to the MAD podcast, and today my guest is Susanna Hancock. Hello Susanna.
Hello Sean, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm glad that you're here today. I really appreciate you coming along, and hopefully we'll hear your case study today. So would you like to begin by introducing yourself, Susanna, and sharing a little bit about your background, please?
Okay, so my name's Susanna Hancock. I'm based in sunny South Manchester in Sale. I'm an entrepreneur of 30 years. I'm an eco property developer. I'm an ethical business investor. I'm a speaker. I'm also a mum of two teenagers and a wife of a long-suffering husband. My background's in manufacturing, international marketing and business transformation. I've spent 30 years in industry across sector, but largely operating in retail, third sector, but I've equally covered oil, gas, utilities, you name it. I've touched most of those places. I was pretty much operationally involved. I was an entrepreneur. I was in business until the age of 27. I kind of hit the top of my game then. We made a vice president of a manufacturing firm and realised I really didn't like working for somebody. I didn't like what came with the important sounding business title, and the even bigger salary package that came with it. Came with a whole load of compromises that I realised at 27 already I just didn't want to do that anymore. So my entrepreneurial life started at 27. I went out on my own and really crafted a career as somebody who's a square peg in a round hole. I'm not somebody you can catch easily. I've got a very fast, curious brain, Sean. So, trying to pin me down to one job was never going to work for me. And actually, I've loved the experience of it. I've loved the journey because as a lifelong learner, I've learned how to start, grow, and exit businesses. Because I've had to do it for myself, and then latterly I did it for other people, and I know the intricacies of most of the business operations, which has given me a whole toolkit really to go forward with now. Because when I decided I wanted to step out of the operational side of businesses, I wasn't sure what to do. So the natural step was me to go into property, a million miles away from business. And I enjoyed it, but as a businesswoman, it was always still there that there's still things I needed to do, and actually, the reason I got into M&A is a roundabout sort of way because I've been approached by the DWP to become an ambassador for their Disability Confident campaign, which was is predominantly about engaging with industry and really, encouraging leaders to understand the power of talent that's out in the market, just happen to have a disability in it, but are largely, invisible to the workforce, and, are on the, getting them off benefit. It's all about helping the economy. So anyway, having spent a less than fruitful year trying to convince fellow leaders in the industry that they should do this, I kind of thought, this is enough's enough, sod it. If they're not going to do it, I will. And I think M&A finds you, or you find it. And I think that for me, it was a meeting of both, really. And I thought, well, if they're not going to do it, I'll just buy a business and I'll do it. I'll buy businesses. I'll employ people with disability. I'll lead those businesses into one of the largest, in fact, it is the largest untapped sector in the UK, market valuation of £250 billion. And I will create opportunities, and my values, my leading value is to inspire possibilities, and that's how I got into M&A. So and I was able then to step out and go off to the States, to Boston, to be surrounded by some incredible business people who are very like-minded, who were there to help other people solve problems. M&A's got this real kind of elevated, I think, perception and in the industry, so it seems so big and that it's out the reach of so many people. And I admit that I was, largely of that ilk. But then really at our level, it's about problem solving, it's about solution finding, and it's about helping people transition from one stage to the next, wherever they are in business. So that's, in a very long-winded nutshell, how I got into M&A.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier about being eco property developer, and I know the case study that you have that you're sharing with us kind of closely relates to that. So would you like to just kind of introduce us to that case study and how you sourced it?
So serendipitous, really, because it's a passion of mine, the whole eco piece. And again, just coincidentally, a couple of years earlier, I'd done some work for a business that was introducing timber-framed custom built houses, manufactured it overseas and built here in the UK. And I loved the idea of sustainable living, of eco living, of not having to spend endless amounts of money on your energy bills. And so I guess the sequence of events was that I'd been in conversation with a really exceptional business coach local to me, and he'd introduced me, should I say, to one of his clients as a property finance specialist. And because of our shared kind of passion for this, for eco. So I went to have a meeting with her, and we got talking, and actually we ended up, first of all, talking about her business, because she'd taken a business from 100k to 1 million within 2.5 years, which is phenomenal, and was working with this, this exceptional coach to keep that growth going. And we started to talk about M&A. So, how does she feel about growing a business through an M&A, through mergers and acquisitions? And it had never even crossed her mind. It had never even crossed her mind, like it doesn't for so many people, as you know, Sean. It just doesn't. It's not part of the narrative. So she was so absorbed in this conversation that she said, "You have to talk to one of my clients. You have to come and see one of my clients," who happened to be manufacturer, installer of a new generation of infrared heating, green energy. So it's a kind of this bizarre alignment of, in an introduction by a fantastic coach to his fantastic client, conversation about mergers and acquisitions and growth, to her then introducing me to her client. And that's how that I guess, if that sourcing took place, that lead came about. And as it happened, what's happened now is that we've created an opportunity to scale this business, to reach some phenomenal heights, with a vision that their system will be in every home in the UK within the next 10 years. So it's a big old vision, but that's what I do well. I'm a visionary, I'm a strategist. I've also invited the lady who introduced me. She's become part of the deal team. And we've also brought in another gentleman, and lots of people will be familiar with David Horn. Don't know if you've heard of him, Sean. No. Well, if anybody in this space needs to be reading David Horn's book, Add Then Multiply. It's an absolute must read. Really is a must read. Very, phenomenal guy, exceptional amount of business acumen behind him, and has raised over 100 million, carried out capital raises of over 100 million pounds, and instrumental in some very large acquisitions globally. So very, very, very blessed for him to have graciously accepted my demands, request, begging for him to join the team. Wow. So we have a nice, good team. So so really exciting times.
That's fantastic. I love, I'm into property development, and I love the eco side of that. and it's really, I do feel construction is kind of way behind in many ways. There are companies that are breaking the mold, so to speak, and that company sounds one of them. So that sounds really exciting. So what is? I mean, you mentioned, every home in the next 10 years has this product. What are the benefits of this product?
Well, actually, this is all about divine timing, isn't it? And again, because typically I wouldn't invest in startups. It's not where I'm positioned. I tend to acquire businesses or help business owners within the 1.5 million to 20 million range, and they're not in that sector yet. However, there's the Future Home Standards initiative, which is, by 2025, well, I say by 2025, at the year 2025, all new build homes will have to have alternative energy sources. They will not be allowed to have gas central heating or electrical central heating installed. So that's the mandate, and that starts. People have to be doing that by 2025. What we're seeing is the really visionary, and I guess forward-facing developers, architects, property developers, interior designers, are realising there's a benefit to jumping on that now, because the wave is coming, so it has to. And also there's the backdrop, I'm sure you're aware of the net zero carbon emissions mandate, a global initiative where we're looking after the market. So we've got a backdrop of legislation. Developers, you can't build houses now going forward that's got gas central heating. And in 2025, you've got to stop that. So I know of a couple of the large national house builders that are trialing some of this technology, which is interesting. But for independent property developers, it's such a big initiative, a positive, because the reason why I've backed this particular business, Sean, is because infrared heating is not new. In its current state, it exists as metal panels that get placed on ceilings or on walls, and so they still take up space. This is an innovative product. It's been created on a mat. It's a carbon mat made of lots of thin layers that plug directly into the electrics, and so and they're visible. They go under the ceilings, under the floor, or inside the wall cavity. So there's no radiators. So if you think about the new builds, especially where there's always that tiny bedroom where you just about fit your body in and maybe a smallish bed.
Yeah.
So, one, it's one, from an eco perspective, it's obviously ticking the right boxes. It's the credentials that are in place. Two, the savings on energy costs are phenomenal. I mean, 70%, 60% to 70% as a minimum. If you put a solar panel on top of the roof with it, it's almost negligible, virtually zero. It's really safe and healthy. Infrared heating is healthier for us as individuals. It heats the body, it heats the thing, it heats the objects. And with central heating systems, they when they start sparking up, it starts to lift dust up off the floors, which is really bad for people with asthma, lung conditions, allergies. So it's very, very safe, and it's very, very warm. So, and from a developer's point of view, it's cheaper to install. If you're looking at average energy costs, currently, let's call it, I think it's about £7.50 per day on a 3-bedroomed house, £7.50 energy consumption per day. Theirs would come down at about £2.50 to £3 per day. So there's major amounts of savings to be had. For developers, it's very quick to install, it's very easy, cuts down their time to be on site. So it's all the right stuff. And that actually eco properties command a premium on resale.
Yeah,
keep that one in there.
Yeah.
It's no different, is it, Sean, to Tesla?
Yeah, if you've got the latest product and you're being creative, the latest, the latest products, then you're going to win, basically.
Tesla don't charge. Don't they're not charging less for their product. They charge more because they know that there's the longer term benefit. So that's what that is. And I think so. The reason, and that's the reason I invested in it. And because I believe, I fully know that they will take that position, and because there's another product coming right behind it, that seals the deal. Really, I can't talk about that now, but it seals the deal. So I'm very fortunate, I think, to be at the starting point of this phenomenal business as an investor. And also it's to look at the growth plan in a very different way that says, well, we'll go through the organic growth piece and we'll know how to grow that the way we have. We've got the model in place, but we're already starting to look at bringing companies into the group to be able to provide an end-to-end solution for developers and for the consumer.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask you about is because traditionally most businesses, and it was interesting about that conversation you had, most business owners grow their business organically. So it's one customer at a time, maybe one new contract at a time. So just can you give the audience that are listening and watching just a little bit of an idea about the type of businesses that you're going to acquire that will help you to create this end-to-end solution?
Yeah, so for instance, it's if you look at synergies, for instance, the ideal partners for this business are solar panel companies. They're solar panel companies because they're already out there talking to consumers who want to look at, to have a more oriented approach to living. So that would make a really perfect scenario. So, and distributors then of associated products down the vertical. So we'll look at whether it's contractors, whether it's architects, whether it's building contractors and developers. That will evolve as we go, but we have a clear view of a kind of a phased approach of who comes into the group and when, so it makes sense. And again, because we've got a wider view of the model per se, but ordinarily, I would never have looked at, looking at an acquisition model. There's just no way I would have done that because organic is the way, isn't it? Plow all your money in, and to grow a business like this to the scale that we're going at, the investment piece could potentially be phenomenal. And so we took that out right from the start. Right from the start, we decided, well, actually, this is the growth. This is how it will work, and therefore that bottom line impact is very much protected.
Yeah, fantastic. It sounds really exciting, Susanna. I have to say, it sounds amazing. I was speaking to someone about a similar. Not a similar product, but certainly an eco-friendly business, and I've got a meeting tomorrow about it. So it's something I want to be involved in. I find it's really exciting if you're breaking new ground with a company that is leading in its field, and particularly the eco-friendly kind of scenario. Okay, so listeners that want to break into mergers and acquisitions, Susanna, any tips for them? Any words of wisdom?
Get the best education you can. I mean, that's really important. I know there's lots of people out there that can deliver that. But I think, surround yourself with the best people because it is a learning curve. If you've never done it before, it's a mindset shift. It really is. If it challenges your, if you've gone through your career with the organic, growth mindset, that hard slog piece behind you. Trust me, I've done it. I've worked for other people and myself for a long time, and it's bloody hard. Surround yourself with the best people. Get the best education that you can. Keep learning from these other people, and it's all about, for me, it's about focus. It's about understanding how you're showing up. Who are you serving? What are you going to, do for them? Because ultimately, this is a people game. This is all about people. For me, it's about people anyway. For some people, it's numbers. For me, it's people. So, think about how you're going to serve them. Get clear on who they are because there's so many businesses out there you could help. And it's like anything, chase after two rabbits, get none. That's my approach, and I think for M&A it's about consistency as well. It's consistently showing up, consistently, kind of. It's very much for me. It's about putting the light on your customers and not on yourself. That's how I do business, and that's for me it's an ethical game. So, and enjoy it. Sean and I know that we're the happiest people in the world. This is just the best career, it's the best profession.
I mean, it is like a roller coaster because it's up and down.
Yeah.
And deals fall away and you think, what did I do wrong? And you question yourself. at the same time, a roller coaster is an adrenaline ride. It's a buzz and it's exciting. And I'm just glad that we're part on the same journey, Susanna, because it's just so much fun. And I didn't know that. That's when I did the training. I thought, this is going to be really interesting. I didn't realize it was going to be as much fun as it is. So,
it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is fun, sure. And I think that's the other thing is that, and I know you're going to know this, is that because we know each other, is that you get to meet just brilliant people that are just like you. We just have such a great time, don't we? Because there's always something that we're working on. We're always working out something, and there's always a new way to do it. This is such a creative business to be in, And listen, it's not easy. And anybody who tells you it is telling you a big fat fib. It's not easy, which is why you've got to, be prepared for rejection because, not everybody gets it. Not everybody wants to get it. A lot of people don't want you to understand, So, not COVID, is it?
No.
You've got to have quite a thick skin at the same time. Because you do have moments of reflection where you think, it was such a great business, and there's a couple that didn't come to me, and I loved them. I thought I could do so much for these businesses, but they didn't come to me. But then I'm a northerner, and a northern phrase is, if it's not meant for you, it'll pass you by. What's not meant for you will pass you. So it's fun, really good fun.
Yeah, it is, and I'm just as I said, I'm glad to be a part of it. So. So Susanna, people may want to joint venture with you. They may want to, contact you. So what kind of deals, ideally, would you like listeners to bring to you so that you can share your knowledge and experience with them?
I'm kind of sector. I have a focus. Obviously, I do work within the disability sector, which is important to me. Not just for disability-focused businesses, but businesses that are keen to get into that market. So I'm really passionate about female-founded businesses, female-led businesses. I'm really excited about JVs with owners who are motivated and excited to grow. They're the best. They're the best opportunities because they make the most interesting journeys. And I think, especially where, for me, if we're helping people to transition smoothly out their businesses, if that's, you've got somebody who, for whatever reason, wants out, they need safe hands and they feel like they want to be, kept protected. I like those kind of deals. I don't tend to keep away from technology, really. I'm not an IT person, so I'm out of the equation for that one. And I'm not really an accountant either. So, but apart from that, I like to keep a wide open field, Sean,
Yeah, good. It's good to hear. So, so how can people get hold of you, Susanna?
The best way is on LinkedIn. So they can find me under Susanna Hancock. You can reach me there. I can leave my WhatsApp number. If anybody wants to reach me by WhatsApp, I'm really equally happy to do that. I'm terrible at listening to voicemails. If ever you leave a voicemail, I'll never answer it because I don't listen to them. So.
Okay, so contact Susanna on LinkedIn, and we'll take it from there. So listen, thanks for being a guest today. I really enjoyed your case study, particularly because I guess I've got a strong interest in it, and I really enjoyed hearing about it. So thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. It's been brilliant. Loved it.
Glad you enjoyed.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed that episode with Susanna Hancock. I just love her passion for eco-friendly products and services. So please don't forget to subscribe below, hit that notifications bell, and you'll get the latest videos as they are released. And please connect with me on LinkedIn. Now, our next episode with entrepreneur Della Kirkman is coming very soon, and I think you're going to really enjoy this one. It's all about her business acquisitions in the catering industry, the restaurant industry. So I think you'll find that really interesting. Okay, bye for now. Take care and be kind to each other.